girl can be a soul kitten. You must possess 3 top qualities. You must be able to sing, dance, and act.
Flying high, you know how I feel.
Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Sing Tatiana Ali. What's up, beautiful people? What is poppin', ladies and gentlemen? How are y'all on this amazing evening? Welcome to another episode of What Nights with Nikki. I am your host. I like to consider myself the hostess with the mostest. And we're going to set this thing up with a little bit of a vibe, you guys. Can we set this thing up with a little bit of a vibe? So this is our new Nights with Nikki vibes. You know, I feel like music is, about energy, and it sets the tone. And when I started going over ideas that I wanted for, the show and what I wanted to feel like, I wanted it to feel like something that you could just lay back and relax and have yourself a good old time. Hello, Michael. I see you. Hi, everybody. We had some technical difficulties. Tonight, which is why we're getting started a little bit late. But like they say, better late than never. And I just want to thank you guys for coming in. I'm going to try to give me a half a second. I am trying to get my Instagram folks on board. Shout out to YouTube, WIRF.TV YouTube. Shout out to Facebook. I see y'all on Facebook. Thank you for watching on Facebook. And shout out to LinkedIn. I appreciate every view, every eyeball. You guys, let me tell you, I almost didn't even do this here thing tonight. I'm going to tell you, I almost did not do it. And I almost did not do it because your girl is tired. I mean, talk about burning the candle on every end. Lord Jesus, have mercy. Your girl is tired. Matter of fact, I ain't even tired. Ain't even the word. The word is actually tired. I'm tired. But we are here, and I made a commitment to show up. Okay, let's see. That's why I'm trying to get all the socials some love. I didn't even take an opportunity to look at myself and see what I'm looking like. Okay, let me go. Instagram Live, you guys. Hold on. Wipe this camera off. You guys should be good. We're going to get started in a minute. And actually, we're going to be catching up to everything together, guys, because I ain't got time for no filter. I ain't got time for none of that. Nah. Hi, everybody. Welcome. This is the official Nights with Nikki. First of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who has been coming back and riding out with us. I've been in YouTube University, y'all. Hello, holla at your girl. Y'all like, this girl been posting. I've been learning about YouTube. I've been learning about, what's the other one? TikTok. I've been learning about Instagram too. Instagram, oh, you know what? Let me put this in here now. Let me get these formalities out of the way. Worth.TV, YouTube, live now. Hold on, I know. Y'all actually getting the show set up with me today. Okay. Can you guys hear me okay? My audio is good. I'm sure if my audio was not good, then my executive producer would be in here letting me know that the audio is not good. You guys, I want to share something with y'all. And if you're watching me on the Instagram page, then you can't see it because, But I appreciate Instagram too. I do. I do. I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. But I want to show you guys something. Tonight, my shirt, the shirt that I'm wearing, is dedicated to somebody that I love very, 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 very much. And you guys, a lot of times you hear me talking about my sister Debbie, who unfortunately I lost, or we lost, I'm sorry, on March 23rd of this year to brain cancer. Um, Sometimes you guys hear me talking about how she inspired this whole thing with the Supreme Court. Well, I remember this particular night, and the reason I'm talking about this right now is because my cousin sent me a batch of pictures. If you're watching me on WRF.TV YouTube channel, please do me a favor and hit subscribe and hit like. I would really appreciate that. Thank y'all so much. And tonight, all y'all getting is some moisturizer and some red lipstick. I ain't got on a lash. Baby, I ain't had time. I'm tired. But anyway, this image right here, hold on. There it is. Okay. So this image right here, the person on the left, and the green is one of my best friends in the world, Chi Chi. And if y'all watching me on my Instagram, y'all can't see this picture, so y'all need to go on over to WIRF.TV. But anyway, green is my BFF Chi Chi, and to the left of Chi Chi is my sister Debbie. And the shirt I'm wearing says, "Stop copying me. You're not even doing it right." Okay. So I'm wearing that shirt tonight in honor of my sister. Stop copying me. You ain't even doing it right. And I'm also, on behalf of everybody in Hawaii, this is a little lucky moment. So, jewelry has a lot of meaning for me, for those of you who don't know. So I'm rocking my t-shirt in honor of my sister Debbie because that picture came today and like almost took me out. I was like, thanks, cuz I appreciate it. I'm trying to work and you taking me there. But in the process of grieving, sometimes that happens. A person, and the memories, honey, them Facebook memories. Listen, baby. Baby, the way them Facebook memories be coming up on your ass, honey, I'm trying to tell you. So, but I was very appreciative. Thank you, cousin. Thank you for sending it. And it inspired my wardrobe for tonight. Stop copying me. You're not even doing it right. And this was one of those nights where me and Debbie and Chi Chi talked a lot about the case. And she talked about how proud she was of me. And of course, I say all the time, Debbie was like, do not quit. So I'm not giving up. Hey, 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 no way. All right. What's up, Michael? I see you. Oh yes, please. Thank you so much. You guys, please hit the like button and make sure you turn on the notification bell. What's going? Oh, excuse me. That's the wrong spot. What's the tea in the kitchen says you look and sound great. Good to me. Always here. Love you. XOXO. Thank you. And Michael Dion says please make sure you guys share the live. Please make sure you guys share the live. And someone says, did you get the Buddha pendant from Boss Babes? No, I did not. This is vintage, you guys, and this is not a Buddha pendant. This is a symbol for long life. So this is a Hawaii thing, a Big Island thing. Long story. I can be real long-winded and extra long-winded with my long ass stories. So yeah, but my prayers go out to everyone in Hawaii, everyone in Japan, everyone in Los Angeles. I cannot believe that, there's a possibility that there will be this big tsunami. But we about to catch up on all the news together, guys. So pray for everyone. The shirt is very fitting for your situation and Black women being copied. Yep, 100%. Y'all, we got so much to talk about. And I'm going to share as a tribute to Angie Stone some really cool, moments. Some of, before she passed, we had a chance to spend a lot of time together. And I think it was today on my Instagram page, Angie's assistant came on my page and she, had some really nice things to say about how Angie felt about me. It's crazy because I don't feel like I've had the opportunity to really process fully. Well, I haven't had the opportunity to really process any of the griefs that I've been going through, but I thank God that I'm able to continue to be creative. And, the thing you know, that's hard for me, right? I think it was maybe a couple days ago I did a live and people, probably were like, this girl talking about this R&B diva shit again. And yeah, I know for some people it really gets old. I'm sorry, I don't mean to ignore y'all over there on Instagram Live. I'm just talking on my Nights with Nikki Nightly YouTube series. So y'all make sure y'all come hang out with your girl. And when you come into the YouTube channel, please make sure you hit like and share, please. And on Facebook and everywhere else. But anyway, sometimes it may feel like I am being very beat a dead horse, play the small violin when it comes to this R&B Divas franchise. And when I go through the archival footage, right, because we have tons and tons of really dope ass, really good, just honest, authentic, really great footage. And I can't wait to share it with you guys. Thank you. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on, wait, let me find, where's my, there it is. Can y'all hear it? Wait, what's going on? How come? Oh, because I got my sound effects muted. Hold on, unmute. There we go. Baby, the fact that we now, I think I posted a couple days ago, we were at like 80,000 views for the month. And again, I know there are people who get this in a day, but we're a new channel. So I'm super grateful that we got to, now we're like 95,000 views in just 1 month. So thank you guys for subscribing to WIRF.tv. On my Instagram, let's see. My Shari says, keep speaking it. R&B Divas was ahead of its time and much needed. Okay, so thank you for giving me permission to do that. So guys, listen. It's, between my cousin sending me the picture of my sister while I was wearing the shirt that I have on, and I was talking to my sister about all of this shit that's going on, and the Angie's assistant today coming on my live and saying how much, Angie loved me and I loved Angie. It's been one of those days, which is part of the reason why I was not going to do this live. But and because I'm tired, I've been doing a lot of editing. Y'all see, please make sure you share these clips. Please make sure because the UDA, and those of you who don't know who the UDA is the owners of the algorithm, OOTA, owners of the algorithm, right? The UDA don't really, I've been in a high profile litigation. So imagine, I always tell people it's like that Superman movie. And remember when the bad guy Lex Luthor had, I don't know if they were monkeys or raccoons or whatever it was, but they was all in there like little, on the keyboards, just putting negative information and shit out there about the opponent. I think it was Superman actually when they was putting all that shit out there about Superman. Like, yeah, he came to take over the world. Wow, that's really crazy. I just thought about that. Damn, my life played out in the Superman movie. Coming to help people, trying to do good by people, trying to create shows that work for people, trying to keep people working. And then they like, she just want to control everything. It's kind of like the Superman, but I digress. I got on Superman. I told you I'm punch drunk. But back to the reason I talk about it so much, and back to more of what I'm going to talk about in this live tonight. So the other night I had a therapy session with y'all because y'all know sometimes these nights with Nikki's just be therapy. It does not always come out right. Sometimes I'll be like, why did I say that? Or why did I, whatever. But I think we get too caught up in curating our shits in social media. And I see people and their shit is just so curated and so like on point and so like as close to perfect as social media will allow you to get, and that the social media will allow your ass for filters and all of them will get damn near real extra close to perfect, right? I'd be like, damn. But I always want people to know who I am when they see me in person. Well, actually, there I go, running my mouth all over here. Back to what I'm talking about. Rather than try to be someone who says the right things the right way at the right time, like looking for that sound bite that's just gonna, stream a million views and amen and retweet and all that other shit. I'd rather be real and authentic and not always say it the right way, using the right tone. Plus, I'm from Detroit. Oh my God. Don't stand a chance. Do you know anybody from Detroit? Motherfuckers from Detroit are out of control. No, but seriously, think about all the people you know. Funky Geneva is one of the few people that's I can't stand Detroit. Shout out to my friend Funky Geneva. Funky, send some of your followers over to WIRF.TV, Funky. And speaking of Funky and R&B Divas, I have always said I think he would be a really Funky. I think we do a. I think we do. Okay, let me stop putting my. Let me stop. See, I've been wanting to share shit, and then people be like, "Okay, she said what? Screen record? She gonna do that?" You know. But I said this publicly, so I will say it again. Funky Geneva is one of the people that I think would be an awesome host for an R&B Divas reunion moment, and having these moments to be able to just kind of say what I have to say about the franchise to you guys is not about making another person feel bad or trying to prove a point from 15 years ago because in terms of like how people who don't know me, don't care about me, don't care about the truth, where the truth doesn't matter. I'm 55. I can't really care. I can't because my age really give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? My age doesn't allow me to care that much. And I heard when you turn 60, you really give zero fucks, right? But I do feel like it's important for the truth about what happened to have some place to live because so many people, please hit the like button when you come in from WIRF.TV YouTube. And if you're watching me on Instagram, please make sure I want to read all the I'm trying not to read the comments because I'm trying to stay on task. See, y'all make it very difficult for a bitch to stay focused because I be trying to answer all the questions and oh yeah, let me think. But okay, bring it in, Nikki. This franchise was huge. This franchise spawned other shows. And I don't care what nobody tell you on whatever day. Like the shirt says, Hollywood Divas was not an original idea. Hollywood Divas was the idea that I pitched to the network when I went up there after season 1, when I wasn't coming back. It was not called Hollywood Divas. Names don't make the brand, although thankfully the R&B Divas situation is, But anyway, from very early on in the career, like I said in the previous live, from Brownstone, it's just constantly you create something and people are like, she doesn't know what to do with that. She has no TV experience. The bitch wants ownership. Oh, please, never, right? But Tyler will get it. Other people will get it. And people will try to slide in and slide me out. And unfortunately, with the R&B Divas franchise that happened, and because we got off track, as Angie has said, as Shantae, literally 99.9% of everybody associated with the franchise has said it was some bullshit honey iced tea. And production was involved in a lot. And for some reason, there's just like this thing where they literally just hone in on what I say. And it's not because they respect me as the creator and executive producer of the series, and maybe what I say holds more weight in their eyes. It's because they know that I'm probably the one that is going to be very consistently, persistently, and diligently direct about it. Because what happened with it is a sin and a shame. And when you see people that you've respected your whole life and your whole career, whose lives and careers have been negatively impacted by something that you created, it hits different. If you just try to take some shit from somebody that they created, then it doesn't hit as hard. It's not as it doesn't have as much of an impact. But when you come in and you try, and in the case of Mariah Huck, who, yeah, I don't want to talk too much, but yeah, y'all get ready because Mariah Huck and I have had some chitting and chatting that we've been doing, and a bunch of other really incredible people who have all had some similar experiences, So Real quick, let me get this part out of the way. So we will be making an official announcement about this. Is there a drum roll on here? In about a week. But that was so corny, but I love it. It felt great. Ta-da! We'll be making an official announcement about this in about a week. But from the Bottom Up Foundation, which I founded based on the fact that Brownstone's album was called From the Bottom Up, and the series that I did with Queen Latifah and Shakim on BET Her was called From the Bottom Up. We did 3 seasons of that. And by the way, those 3 seasons will also be available where? On WRF.TV. Yes, indeed. But we listen, y'all. Y'all better go look at them now while they good and free. Holla at your girl. Because once we get to a certain number of subscribers, and I'm not going to tell y'all what number it is, but once we get to a certain number of subscribers, some of those things that are just out there just for y'all to just enjoy and be able to watch them now. Because it's going to cost you 2 nickels. No. That's not a bad number, though. Double nickels. Anyway. Yeah. So watch them now, because we will be putting some things behind our membership wall, because it is great content. It is great story. And we have got so much of it. So we're just feeding you guys bits and pieces here and there. So let me get into some questions, and then I'm going to continue to talk about what I'm talking about. Okay. I absolutely agree with you, Miss Nicole. Funky Deneva. Wouldn't Funky ask all the questions? Funky would be asking all of the questions, honey. And listen, this is the thing about Funky Deneva hosting the R&B Divas reunion special, which I'm totally here for. Let me take some more This is a protein shake, you guys. I wanted some wine, but I said I'm too emotional tonight, so let me be good and do my protein shake. Because I had a really good workout today. Funky Deneva would be amazing, because I feel like he would be neutral, and he doesn't hesitate to be like, well, bitch, you did it. So we're talking about some things. Just let it out, read comments later. Oh, okay, somebody said just let it out and read the comments later. Okay, I will just let it out and read the comments later. Thank you for reeling me back in. So in September, we are kicking off something really special, where we're going to be having conversations with some really relevant, super impactful, incredible people that y'all all love, in the name of creative equality. So September is officially going to be, for From the Bottom Up Foundation, Creatives Equality Awareness Month. So our goal, because we have a writ of certiorari in the Supreme Court of the United States of America, is to encourage creatives who either want to know more about how to protect themselves, how to protect their intellectual properties, creatives who want to have a better understanding of how to get their content out to the people, creators who are interested in master's class opportunities with some of their favorite reality TV folks, producers, writers, songwriters, performers, right? So I'm calling on friends. I don't call on people for a whole lot. But Creative Equality Awareness Month is officially kicking off through From the Bottom Up Foundation, our Creatives for Equality initiative. If you go to FromTheBottomUpFoundation.org, which I can't believe that I don't actually have, I'll after I play you guys the Angie thing, I'll post a link for the page, and then I, of course, will post one in the description. But if you go to FromTheBottomUpFoundation.org/Creatives Coalition, you'll be able to sign up. This is going to be one of the most impactful. It is like our first event, I think, of the year, you guys. I have just been, I gotta tell y'all, you see how tired I am. I'm just all over the place, but I'm still delivering. She's still here delivering. But the conversations that we are going to be having, you do not want to miss. All I'm gonna say is, if you think that you've heard about how horrible this industry can be to somebody, wait until you hear the story of the man who created Good Times, the man who created What's Happening, the man who created Cooley High, the man who created he co-created or created some of your favorite shows on television, Mr. Eric Monty. And this is a conversation we started this last year before last, where we just connected, and his story, his family story, so many guys, so many great stories, and so many great artists who are advocating for equality and fairness. So many of us died destitute, broke. You see what's happening in the industry with Diddy. You see what's happening in the industry with just everywhere you turn, everywhere you look. We're gonna get a little bit into the Mary J. Blige thing. It's difficult for me because these people, a lot of them are my peers, so I have to be careful and tread lightly. And I always want to give you an objective opinion on things. I'm not here to like bash nobody. I know the algorithm is, do you know what this bitch did? Like they want all of that. Like, right? Everybody's this idiot and this such and such and this and I'm not in that space in my life. You guys remember this. Where are we? Hold on. The theme. Let's set the tone. That's what I'm gonna start doing. Hold on. I'm okay. Here we are. Let's set the tone. This is where we are. That's gonna be my reminder. Real me in. So September is officially Creatives Equality Awareness Month per from the bottom up foundation.org. And baby, when I tell you, you don't want to miss the conversations we're going to have. So from the bottom up foundation.org/Creatives Coalition, you can sign up. And the clock will start ticking when we're 30 days away from this thing launching. So anyway, that is the big news, you guys. I'm telling y'all, the folks that are going to be sharing their stories, and people are going to be super transparent and honest. And if you or someone you know has a story, of just, and it doesn't have to be, I'm not expecting everybody to be, you know, going to the Supreme Court because of P Valley, or even, taking it that far. But if you have a compelling story, or you have questions about how to protect yourself from being the subject of a compelling story, you don't want to miss this. And I know I'm new to this YouTube space, so how dare I come into YouTube or Instagram or any of these TikToks or any of these places where people have millions and millions and millions of followers. But there is a lot of what I want to call analog knowledge that you can get from aunties and uncles who have been around for a while, that I think if you are smart enough to learn it all and figure out a way how to make it all work for good, because at the end of the day, content is queen, like the motto says, baby. WRF.TV, Women in Reality TV, reality, film, television, music, and media. And content is queen, because people are always going to want to, it's like have that stuff that sticks to your ribs. And what sticks to your ribs and speaks to the heart is what is real, what is authentic, and what is great content. And we got plenty of it over here, and it's just going to get even better. You see, and that's the other thing, you guys are going to be seeing a lot of not recycled content. We call it our vault, right? Our Worth archives. So you'll see a lot of the archival content, but we also, like I told you, September, we going now. So Diary of a Diva will be back with new conversations from new divas from the show, keeping it all under wraps, because it's a lot of, if I could give you the world on a silver platter, it wouldn't even matter. You'd still be mad at me. If I could find in all this a dozen roses, hey, hate on me, hater, now or later, 'cause I'm gone. Okay, let me stop. I don't think I had a right to do none of that, but y'all get the point. I'm trying to be cool, because there's a lot of folks out here that don't want to see you doing good. Okay. Let's get into some questions. I will come for sure September 20th. I do media. Okay, and this is the thing. It'll be available for you guys to watch online. So this will also be a launch of one of our very first live pay-per-view moments. There will be music, there will be comedy, and there will be very serious conversations about how, I don't want to give y'all too many details, but think old school variety show. That's part of the reason why you guys have been seeing me like post some of the things from Soul Kittens Cabaret. Wink, wink, hint, hint. Okay. So that's all I'm going to give y'all for now. But you know, I have the inability to think small. So think sort of the old school variety show situation. I'm going to run this Soul Kittens little promo thing again because I got to get something situated. And I will be right back. And to my people on IG Live, hold on. Am I going to bump y'all off? How many are y'all on here? 3? Probably not. Okay, I won't. As a matter of fact, I'll hold all that. Okay, guys, let's get into this. Mary J. Blige and Mila. I'm sorry. I've got Mila on my brain because I'm thinking R&B Divas. Mary J. Blige and Misa. Now, I really hate to hear about this. I really, truly hate to hear that Mary J. Blige and Misa, because if you know the history, well, I mean, don't none of us know the history. We're not in their business like that. Hold on. But for those of us who think we know the history, we think that we know, or we thought that Mary and Misa were the best of friends. And apparently, even the best of friends. And you listen, every friendship runs its course at some point, right? So I'm going to read from Black Enterprise what they saying about our girl. And again, I hate gossip and innuendo, so all of this is alleged. However, I am building a media company, and I know, well, I love this shit too. So let's just find out what happened. We're going to find out together. Mary J. Blige is firing back at Misa Hilton's $5 million lawsuit over rapper Vado, I don't know, which the R&B icon says is just a ploy to force her a settlement out of her. The Grammy-winning singer's legal team issued a scathing first response on July 28th. What was that, 2 days ago? Ooh-wee. Calling Hilton's lawsuit utterly meritless and asking the judge to dismiss the frivolous case since her former friend filed the suit after fabricating all allegations, according to All Hip Hop. Plaintiffs and their counsel appear to enjoy fabricating accusations that will be discussed in the press and social media for the purposes of harassing defendants and trying to coerce a favorable settlement, Blige's lawyer, Sarah Matz, said. In addition to asking for the case to be thrown out, Blige is seeking sanctions, including financial and legal penalties against Hilton and her attorney, Nicholas Ramscherader, something I can't say it. I'm sorry, you guys, forgive me. For filing the suit. Plaintiffs and their counsel had significant time to investigate these issues, not only before filing, but also after defendants' counsel sent a lengthy letter identifying the granular specificity why each of these claims is baseless, said Blige's lawyers, which includes veteran music litigator Lisa Moore, yet plaintiffs and their counsel chose not to withdraw the complaint and instead appear to be doubling down. I'm getting to the end of it, y'all, I think. Oh my God. Oh, Lord, this is long. Okay, let me keep reading. It is stunning that plaintiffs and their counsel attempt to assert claims on behalf of this non-existent entity, Matt said. The motion further asserts that Hilton is not a party to Vado's contract with Beautiful Life Productions and therefore has no right to enforce it or seek damages. Okay, guys, I'm not going to read the whole thing. All right, so the quick and dirty and long and short is that Mary J. Blige and her, I guess, based on this litigation, I guess the former friend, Misa, which is really sad, have an issue out here in these streets. Man, I guess the tsunami, TSUNAMI, ain't got nothing on the Sue, SUE, NAMI, NAMI. Because damn, Gina. Damn, James. This shit is crazy. Everybody's suing everybody. But hey, listen, as I sip on my protein shake, who am I to judge? Who am I? Who am I? Yeah, who am I to judge? Cause yeah, I be, talking to them people too. I do. And sometimes they be listening and sometimes they don't. Okay, let me break this down. First of all, what are y'all's opinions of this? Let's just get into what you guys think. Hold on. Okay. So wait. I ain't got nan glass on. B-Fix said, I was so confused by this lawsuit. I'm a little confused by the lawsuit too, but again, I'm going to tread lightly because I love Misa and I love Mary. And you know what? That is the thing. I want to be the example of having two people that you actually like have beef and not picking a side. Especially if you wasn't there. I tell people all the time, somebody has some crazy shit to say up under the post about Latavia. Producers, they always blame the producers. But what about? Was you there? Was you there? Were you in the conversation? Because if you weren't, Margaret, then shut your pie hole and just let the thing be what it is between them. Because I don't have a dog in this fight, but I will say this. People don't really file lawsuits for attention and clout and social media fodder. I don't think. Well then hold on. Wait. Let me back it up a little bit. Because maybe there are people who don't file lawsuits for clout and social media when they're serious complaints, full of merit, in fact. Maybe, you know, people who, are trying to have a come up do file meritless claims and lawsuits. But litigation is expensive as hell. And it feels like your favorite celebs, every last one of us, them, they, we, is in the middle of like some serious legal stuff. I was looking, and again, I'm just reporting this because I'm a media company and we all just catching up on the hot topics and shit together. If you are coming into WRF.TV YouTube, which I really hope that you are, please make sure you hit the like button. Please make sure you turn on the notification bell, that little bell that says ding, ding, ding every time I come on here. And if you're watching me from another platform, please, I understand we have our comfort zone where we want to watch from wherever we are. But after this, please go and check out WRF.TV because we are putting some great programming in there. And even if you see this here tonight on your other platform, please go and visit. Okay. Hi, Anaya. I love you. I love you. I love you. Sometimes it's the deeper the friends people are, the harder. Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to talk about that. I want to get into the friendships. Off top question, Miss Nicole. If you work on the scene with any actress, okay, I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm getting sidetracked. Let me come back to that question and finish this thought because that looks like that's a deep question, kind of off the topic. As far as Mary and Misa, keep having Mila on the brain. As far as Mary and Misa are concerned, I do wish them the best because, litigation is very difficult. And there is something to be said for somebody having deeper pockets for litigation than you. And I would not encourage anyone. And people said it to me at the beginning of my case. And, I listened. But I believe, and I still believe, that my case had a ton of merit, and never in a million years would I have thought that my case would have been thrown out and I'll be denied due process. But I say that to say, now that I know, which is part of the reason why I not shifted my opinion. I'm not going to open up that can of worms, but it has a lot to do with my change of heart in the Tory Lanez thing. Put a pin in it. when you learn how deep the rabbit hole goes when it comes to this system that we're in, and you know for a fact, or as close to a fact as you can come up with, that money will almost always certainly trump the truth, because money has the ability to get things dismissed, to get things thrown out, to get things. And when you are a pro se litigant, I'm about to really tiptoe on this because I don't want to touch this at all. But I saw a video, and the video was about someone who was suing another high profile person. And I have to, this is the reason why Creative Equality Awareness Month is really important, right? Because there's so many people out there in this industry or connected to this industry or suing people in this industry or wanting to get it that don't have the resources to really fight or have a fair fight. Hopefully what this awareness month will do is at least create the awareness and eventually get to the point where we can raise the funds and we can help people who will be out lawyered, outspent by wealthy defendants. Because it's hard for me to have an opinion about other plaintiffs that are accusing other defendants of things that is not supportive when I'm going through what I'm going through now. Because at the end of the day, no matter who you are, no matter what you're claiming, if there is any merit, even the slightest bit of merit in your case, you deserve an opportunity to go before a trier of fact. You deserve the opportunity to go before a jury. And if you're a pro se litigant, you especially deserve, in my opinion, if there's the slightest bit of merit in your case, the opportunity to go before triers of fact. Because who does this shit by themselves without the benefit of counsel? I've been in my case for 5 years, so I know enough and read a lot of laws and asked a lot of questions and leaned on a lot of favors. But litigation and lawsuits and calling out wealthy, powerful defendants, Southern District of New York found out. And they're like, flawless record. Think about it. No, seriously. It is impossible to out-lawyer somebody who has way, way, way more bread than you. What you have to hope for is that one of these judges that your case comes across their desk cares about the little people who represent themselves pro se or who have valid claims that they're taking against very wealthy, successful defendants. You have to just pray that someone sees your fight and feels like it is worth you having a shot. So to Misa and to anybody else that is out here going up against a more wealthy, potentially more powerful defendant, I believe people should be heard, right? Just same way I said, if there's anything left over in the Tory Lanez case, he should be heard as well. I did not say that what happened to Meg should have happened to her. That's a fucking that's real emotionally unintelligent for people to think that they heard that come out of my mouth, right? I'm trying to be nice. What I said was that if there was any possibility that the system did not allow all the evidence and all the facts surrounding it to come out, that he deserves a fair trial and another opportunity. And I stand on that. Period. And you would not understand it if you ain't been where I've been and seen what I've seen. So I have a duty, for lack of a better word, to stand with the underdogs and, hopefully we get this Creatives Equality Day thing um, moving to the point where underfunded creatives and entrepreneurs pursuing very wealthy defendants have a shot. It's really what that's about. Okay. Yeah, I'm tired. So let me get into this question. Off topic, Nicole, if you work with any actress in a scene together, deceased or alive, what two actresses would you choose to bring a scene to life with? This is fun. Ooh, this is fun. What two actresses what two actresses would I do a scene with? Okay, let me think long and hard. What two actresses would I do a scene with? What two actresses would I do a scene with? Actress number one would hands down be Viola Davis. Definitely Viola Davis. Actress number two would be Meryl. Meryl's wait, hold on. No, I'm gonna do something different. I think Meryl Streep is just the automatic go-to. I'm gonna change the excuse me. I don't know what her name is. I feel terrible. Hold on, let me find out her name. Hold on. I'm about to find out her name right now. Don't play with me. Hold on. Hold on. Somebody tell me what her name is. She played in Black no, she didn't play in Black. She played in Sinners and she played in was it The Dirty Dozen? She's got the big beautiful eyes. She actually, listen, low key, quiet as it's kept, what I realized is that she played in P Valley. She was one of the bartenders in P Valley. I think she is absolutely fucking brilliant. I think she is such. Hold on, let me find out what her name is. Hold on, you guys. Unless somebody can pull it up for me. Hold on. Actress. She's in something big now, you guys, as well. Hold on. Well, she wasn't in Sinners. What is the movie that was it? The Dirty Dozen that Regina? Oh gosh. Hold on, y'all. Does anybody know? Hold on. Let me look on here. My signal is jacked up. I don't see her. I don't see anybody naming her. No, not Angela Bassett. No. Oh God, whatever. Oh, I feel like I'm spending too much time thinking about it. What do I like about Live? Like about Belt Live? What? Huh? I'm sorry. What do you like about Belt Live? I don't know. I don't understand what that is. Taraji's dope too, but Viola definitely. I can't think her name. You guys, she has big, beautiful, gorgeous eyes. Anyway, this is a Ramble Live. Mary J. Blige and Misa, I am wishing you the best. I'm not going to sit on here and keep trying to figure things out because I'm really extra tired. What I am going to do, however, is I am going to drop in this really awesome, incredible clip. I said I would share this with you guys. And because we had some technical difficulties, I didn't get a chance to line any of my graphics and stuff up. Hold on. Okay, here we go. So, guys, one of my favorite people in this world is Angela Laverne Brown Williams Stone, in that order, as she would affectionately say, affectionately known as Angie Stone. And I still have been processing her transitioning, just because, as we all have. But there was so much that I feel like we had left to do. There was so much, we had actually talked about some things that we had planned to do. One of the things that I wanted to do, we've been talking a lot about R&B Divas. Hopefully you guys had a chance to see the Latavia interview, and, please keep your mean ass, dumb ass comments to yourself. I'm tired. Anything might come out in this moment. But really, you sound like a real complete idiot. And I hate calling people names, but you really sound like an idiot when you say that somebody's experience that they had, not you, you didn't have this experience. The person who was telling you the story and telling you their truth had the experience. So, to any spirit and any energy and any person and any bot, and I know I have to be careful because I know a lot of y'all are very young, and I have to remember that when I be like, because it's really kind of clapback season for me right now, because I'm starting to find a certain amount of relief in clapping back. So you might be on the receiving end of it, and I apologize in advance. But when someone is sharing their truth and someone is sharing their story, please hit like as you come in. If you weren't there and you don't know for sure that what they're telling you is not the truth and not a fact, then stick a sock in it. Shut your pie hole. Because you don't know what you're talking about. And if you you might actually learn something valuable, or just learn something like the truth from the person who lived it. So I don't have the desire. The paintings, I must say, somebody said, see, I get distracted by these Instagram. Y'all distracted me, but I got to say this. My husband painted the Bob Marley, the Diana Ross, the Michael Jackson. My husband is these are oil paintings inside marquee frames. So make sure y'all follow Southpaw_arts on IG. And we've got some really cool things. I cannot wait. I'm trying not to just announce all the things at once, because then it just seems like you all over the place. But we got some really cool things happening. My husband will be showing his art. I will just say that this fall. He will be showing his art, finally. We've just been in the middle of a 5-year litigation, you guys. So it's really hard to be inspired. But he is becoming more inspired with his art. He did an amazing piece that Faith Evans, my girl, commissioned him to do. And anyway, so I digress. The art is amazing. Southpaw_art. I love my husband. He's the best. And he's probably like, will she shut the hell up and get off this live because she's going too long? But real quick, I'm going to show you guys this. Stick around for it. This R&B Divas thing is going to be a conversation on this channel a lot. And the reason it's going to be a conversation on this channel a lot, and I'm going to soften the blow. It's not going to always be me venting about my experience. And it's not going to always be negative. We're going to show y'all some vintage footage. We might even be able to show y'all a couple of episodes that you miss here and there. You know what I'm saying? We having some conversations. But my point is just, if 90% of the women on the show have shared with you that their experience was terrible, it makes me, as the person who created the show from a place of love, to be something positive and inspire people. It really makes me feel like shit. I'm like, wow, this is terrible that this show has negatively impacted so many people. But when people are saying it and telling their truth, like you're about to hear Angie Stone share and what I'm about to share with you all, if you weren't there, shut up and allow people to tell their truth. We want artists to be real and straightforward and just say what you're going through and what's going on or whatever. And the minute somebody says something, because you have been conditioned and programmed to believe the bull sugar honey iced tea, it makes people feel terrible when they share their truth and people say that they're either lying or they're exaggerating or that didn't happen or blame it on the rain or blame it on. You guys see every reality show on television, not just R&B Divas. Every reality show on television has told you in one way or the other that the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, the way people are manipulated, the way alcohol is used, the way manipulation is used, the way producers overproduce shows, everybody has told y'all, please hit like as y'all come in, that it's not as real as many would want to believe. And that's not to like break down the fourth wall or mess with the executive producer's bag or stir the pot or live in the past. It's because imagine you are a human being on this planet who is doing something like a reality TV show to promote your business, to take your family to the next level financially, to perform and entertain people, or just because you funny as fuck and quick-witted and can read the bitch. You know what I mean? And somebody starts to manipulate that and treat you like a chess piece or like, you know what I mean, a tool of the incompetent, right? And you're caught up now behind this culturally incompetent white male and female lens who don't understand our culture, who don't understand how the impact of what we do and present on television has lasting, debilitating effects on our lives and our families for generations. We are so caught up in wanting to see the bullshit. We're so ready to see somebody get hurt and see somebody get rid and see a friendship fall apart. Now, I don't know what it says about you to want to actually see people hurt each other and to see people's friendships actually fall. I was watching, I'm going to get to the clip with Angie, you guys, but I just, I'm 55. I got a lot of knowledge in this month, and I'm going to give it to you, okay? And I'm going to drink my protein shake. But I was watching The Housewives, and I say I wasn't going to watch it because, again, I like all of the people. So I can understand on some levels how you guys feel about R&B Divas because I know a lot of y'all like Team Selena, Team Nikki, Team Monifa, Team Angie, Team Kiki, Team... Right? I get it. And that's fucked up because guess what? You should never have to decide to support one person over another. But that is the entire premise of reality TV. To divide and have team this and team that. And create drama. Candy, I was watching a video clip of Candy. And she said about Portia and Shamia, understanding, not trying to pick a side, but she said, number one, you got to know this is going to happen if there are some shaky spaces in the friendship and to just say what you have to say and to just get it out. But she said, either way, I just think it's still going to be, right? And it wasn't shady and it wasn't disrespectful. It was actually just, her expertise. And she said, Shamia doesn't need the show. And quiet as it's kept, 99.9% of the women who are on reality TV don't need it. But isn't it a sin and a shame that a platform like reality TV that brings so many opportunities and introduces you to so many audiences and is really just a commercial or a bulletin for all the things that you do, isn't it a shame that in the Black community specifically, I mean, reality TV everywhere is kind of crazy, right? But in the Black community specifically, it has to be anger, hostility, cheating husbands, just destruction, friendships breaking up, mamas arguing and fighting and shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's because the people who produce it don't have to live in that world when the cameras stop rolling. The sad part about what happens with us is that when the cameras stop rolling and when the season ends is when the hell actually begins when you talk about reality TV. Because now you see the manipulation that your friend or who you thought was your friend, but then you realize in this industry there are no friends because opportunity controls loyalty. And this entertainment industry has a habit of giving people a lot of bait for opportunity that really never turns into anything. Shade the fuck out your friend, thinking you about to get a bag and an opportunity, and you might get a season of a spinoff, but after that, that shit is over too. Because there's always a young, impressionable willing participant to come in and work for less. And now these women who've been on the show and been really instrumental in establishing, and I don't know how I went from R&B Divas to Housewives, but it's all the same. R&B Divas is the cream. I mean, sorry, Housewives. Well, R&B Divas actually is the cream of the motherfucking crop. But when it comes to like reality TV and viewership and numbers, right? Numbers. Quality versus quantity. No, I'm just playing. Let me stop being shady. When it comes to numbers, Real Housewives of Atlanta is the tip of the iceberg. But it also comes with some of the greatest, sacrifices. And unfortunately, the sacrifices always involve, as I've said a million times, I'm not bashing the show, I'm just calling it like I see it. The sacrifices that you end up making on the bigger shows really ends up being, like your family and your long-term relationships and shit like that. And it's just really sad because, people who were real friends are no longer friends because of reality TV. People who were married are no longer married because of reality TV. Mothers who have relationships with their daughters where, yeah, y'all could get holler at me, dog. I knock you down this lot of motherfucking stairs. You know what I'm saying? But in the privacy of your own home, having an incident like that, because don't play. Like, okay, realistically, a lot of people have probably had a moment where they thought they was gonna feel froggish enough to leap at their mama. I've never done it. I had to beat somebody at one of my cousins, and I got into a real moment because she tried to do it. And I'm about to throw my sisters under the bus, but one of my sisters, not Debbie. No, wait, what was it? I don't know. But anyway, one of my sisters did it. So, and it happened to me with Brandy. Oh, snapped. Booyah. She was probably about, 18? Thought she could, and I was like, oh yeah, my head did a 360. And it was like, what? And it was just a fling of the hair kind of moment. So everybody has had one of those moments. Many people have had one of those moments, but when it plays out on national television for all the world to see, it becomes something different. So I have spent years advocating for better narratives. I have spent years advocating for culturally competent producers, right? Because, and people get offended when I say culturally incompetent, but how do you know how to manage a show called R&B Divas if you ain't even heard? Most of the producers on our shows had not heard our music until they became producers on shows. Most of the producers on R&B Divas were younger than all of us, right? So they were reality TV producers, which did an awesome job in terms of look and feel and polish and structure and timing and scheduling and editing and all that other stuff. But the depth of the series, the heart and soul of the series, if you have not had our lived experiences as women in this industry and what we've gone through and what we are trying to overcome, you don't have the ability to really tell a complete picture and a complete story of a show like R&B Divas or a show like Housewives for that matter. Now, I don't know who works behind the scenes on the Housewives thing, but for R&B Divas, I know we had people who were culturally incompetent calling the shots, making the moves. And then we had people who worked under them who felt like because they acquiesced to the bullshit that they put out there for us, that was somehow going to, put them in position to get pod deals and shit like that they got and announced but never yielded anything. Like a whole lot of other people who got promises from that R&B Divas thing and participating in the skullduggery, right? So to the fans of the show, I am going to share the truth. And hopefully you guys understand that it is from a place of trying to get healing and get this thing possibly back on track. But if not, at least maybe shift the perspective that you have as someone who watched a series unfold that had a lot of behind the scenes mess going on. And I don't know who else has to tell you that in order for you to believe it, but we're going to tell the truth no matter who it pisses off. And hopefully it will reach the people. So, with that being said, in honor of our sister Angela Laverne Brown Williams Stone, I was trying to get everybody to come together to do a benefit concert for Angie when she was very, very ill. And unfortunately, we could not do it while she was alive. But I hope that at some point, we're able to let bygones be bygones. I hope that at some point we're able to see what a amazing thing we had, and work together to heal first enough to allow the viewers and the fans of the show to come back into the R&B Divas world and watch us heal and grow publicly. Right? And by heal first, I mean an opportunity to sit down and just really have a conversation about what was in the past, leaving it there, but at least putting it out there so people know what it is. So nobody feels like, they weren't heard, and nobody feels like, the world still has the wrong idea. I did not know you created Hollywood Divas. TV1 nor the producers did not give no credits in the show. Yeah. Think Factory and them got credit for Hollywood Divas. The producers that we brought on board to produce R&B Divas, they got credit as executive producers for Hollywood Divas. So if you go to IMDb, me as the creator of R&B Divas did not get credit for Hollywood Divas, nor did Faith, but all the people who worked with us on R&B Divas somehow got credit for Hollywood Divas. Don't ask me, I don't know how, right? That's water under the bridge, but that's just how it goes down in the DMs. Yeah, I didn't get a credit for creating Hollywood Divas at all. Okay, guys, so thank you guys. I might come back after this. I might not. When I tell y'all I'm so damn tired. But in order to make this whole YouTube channel work and all these other socials, I got to be persistent and consistent and diligent and all that stuff. So I am. Pray for your girl that I get some rest. Thank y'all for supporting me. Please make sure you hit like. And this is one of my proudest moments ever. This is my last recorded. No, it's actually not last recorded. I got another one that I'm going to do, but that's going to be behind the membership wall. But this is the last, one of the last conversations I had with my sister Angie Stone. And Angie is speaking really honestly about her experience on R&B Divas. Everybody watching me on Instagram Live, please do me a favor and go watch this video right now because I'm about to come off this live real quick. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. And I love you guys over here. All right. So YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. This is Angie Stone, or as my girl says, Angela Laverne Brown Williams Stone, in that order. Rest in peace, Angie. And if a few of you are still around after this video, I will probably come back and say goodnight. Okie dokie. There was a lot of manipulation that was going on behind the scenes of R&B Divas.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, this thing was started as an opportunity for us to go from, like you say it best, Angie. We were at one point A-list, then we kind of went down to, Listen, y'all, welcome back to She Speaks Live. I'm your host, Nikki Gilbert Daniels, and I am so honored to have my sister in song. Yeah, y'all might have synced a few things on that R&B Divas moment, but when I tell you, I am so grateful that my friend, who I call affectionately Angela Laverne Brown Williams Stone, Angie B,
Okay.
is in the building. Y'all, let's give it up for Angie Stone.
I'm so honored.
Queen of soul. Look, our queen of soul
Thank you.
has moved on to heaven, but
That's
we
right.
definitely are left with you. Angie,
Thank you.
first of all, I think a lot of people saw us on that show,
Yes.
R&B Divas, and they were left with the impression that we had issues. And we're here to let y'all know
Not true.
that is not the case.
Let me just say before since you touched on that
Yes.
right away, as we're getting started, you know, I'm the kind of person that I believe that when you're in a situation where the perception is misperceived, someone has to get the record straight. I'm kind of chick that'll make the first move. Let me be the first to let the world know, and everybody that's in We Speaks Live, Sister Speak Live, all of this.
She Speaks Live audience.
She speaks live. Sisters speak live. She speaks live. I speak live.
Yes,
I'm just letting you know that I apologized affectionately to you before a crowded room of people. Now I'm doing it before a crowded world of people. Why? Because when we are positioned to be manipulated and as a pawn and put in a position that actually hurts someone, we have to be intelligent enough to right that which is wrong. And I was used, unfortunately, in the wrong way, but I never meant to hurt you or anybody for that matter of fact, but especially you being the creator of the show, you being the person that gave us opportunity, you saying, hey, this is what it is, let us work together. And as a result, they squandered all of that beautiful sisterhood, and I'm all for sisterhood, so which is why I'm here today to support you on your new show, and I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you. Okay.
I love you, Angie.
I love you more.
I love you, Angie.
I love you more.
And I appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
And this, I'm sorry, I brought my tissue because I already knew what this was finna be.
Oh, don't make me cry now.
No, I'm pull it together. But
right.
Couple of things I want to say with that.
Yes.
You never, ever have to apologize to me ever again. And I want to take the time to apologize to you for things that I said out of anger. And
it
being
happens.
broken.
Sisters are.
We have that, right.
Right.
You know, and I apologize because you are royalty. You are musical royalty. You have been around longer than most of us. There's so much that we can learn from you.
That.
I'm saying I got my tissues right here. We gonna put them up here where they can be seen. You have been around longer than most of us, Angie. You have paid dues that we have not paid. We owe you the respect. We owe you the honor. We owe you so much for being a representation.
First of all, you don't owe me anything.
Oh.
The one thing that I expect of all of us that learn from each other is that we take each other's legacy and we move forward for the next generation of young women to come behind us. And one of the things that I want people to understand, recognize, and know is when you started out developing shows, plays, and television concepts, you were an inspiration for most young black women who weren't supposed to make it. And as a result, you allowed everyone to climb on your shoulders to get to the next step. And I just want to thank you for that. Secondly, if I didn't learn something from you, then it's a waste of time.
It just means so much, and I don't want to get too mushy, and I'm gonna get off of this fast, but
right.
There's this saying that your apology needs to be as loud as your disrespect. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Because I never let any grass grow under my feet, and I knew that the time that I needed to see you, I needed to look you in your face as a woman and say, hey, after I learned what was done to hurt us all, let me be the first to put my big girl panties on and say it's okay. You know what I mean? This too shall pass. It doesn't mean that we walk in a perfect light.
Yes.
It just means that we all get tinged with some mess every now and again. But we have to know and understand that, guess what? For me to apologize to you in a room full of people, I don't want nobody else judging me. So let me say this so y'all don't talk about me behind my back. I am woman enough to accept when I've done something wrong. And just listening, that's why I don't believe in all that reality stuff as much as a lot of people want me to, because some of it is fake.
Most of it. 99.99% of it is some bullshit. But I said bullshit.
Yeah, bullshit.
And you, my mother, before she passed away, because the impact of that show,
Of course.
You know, we all go to heaven if we're good, right?
That's right.
And my mama was a good woman, so my daddy was a good man, so I know that is where they are. But you know, people don't realize the impact of those things on our family members.
Yes.
And I will just never forget my mother. I love that Angie Stone. I mean, she apologized to me, she apologized to you, and that just meant so much. And I'm
glad
so
I was
grateful
able
to
to
you
do
for
that while she was
yeah,
here.
while she was here, she had a chance to have that experience,
Yes.
and that was just so big. And you were recently honored, and I had the opportunity to introduce you, and I was
Yes.
so proud of that
Yes.
moment and being able to have that moment.
Thank
and
you.
your sisterhood, really, Angie, your sisterhood means so much to me.
Thank you.
Because we're imperfect. All
That's
of us
right.
are imperfect. I've made mistakes, you've made mistakes, but the thing that is so important is having the ability to go back and be like, sis, I'm sorry I did that.
Yes.
And because
And
we
to
can
be here
apologize
to
to each other.
support
And to
each
be here
other.
to support each other.
Because you know what?
Be
Most
present.
people that are envious of other people, they never
on.
want to see them get ahead. So therefore, there's this wall that's always blocked or something that gets in the way. But God's timing is perfect. You're right where you're supposed to be.
Thank you,
And I'm just so grateful that you called me
Of course.
to say, come get on my show.
I'm
And I
like,
was
Angie,
able to
could
do
you
it.
please come do this? And you're like, you know what? I got a lot going on, but I'm going to make some
I'm
room
gonna make
for
some
you. And I
room for you
appreciate
because
that.
I wanted you to know that there is no stone unturned, and at the end of the day, all of that is water under the bridge. So we have to
Yes, it
keep
is.
moving forward.
Yes. So we having our tissue moment. So there
Yeah.
may be some people out there watching this who don't know what we're talking about.
Right.
So to just elaborate and expound on what we're talking about, there was a lot of manipulation that was going on behind the scenes of R&B Divas.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, this thing was started as an opportunity for us to go from, like you say it best, Angie. We were at one point A-list, then we kind of went down to, you know, in music to B-list, right?
C-list, we
Before
was trying to
went
get back
C-list,
on
right.
A-list.
And it was a really positive, good movement.
Yes.
And there were people in your ear.
Yeah. Always people in our ears.
Our
and
ear, right, our ears.
That were trying to distract us from the ultimate goal, which was to become relevant
Exactly.
again. It wasn't like we were irrelevant, but the fact that the industry was changing, and we were not ready to be yesterday's news. So the whole purpose of the show was not to be Real Housewives of Atlanta, but they kind of turned into a beat-up squad. And before we could get going as sisters and song and of spirit, we became like catfight divas.
Yeah.
And that was something that I didn't sign up for. And I
Yeah.
know that when you created the show, along with Faith Evans, all of us were in the same space, wanting to ride off each other's shoulders to get back.
Empower each
Yes.
other and be real sisters.
And, well,
and
they had
something
told you
right.
guys I was too old to be on the show at one time.
Yeah.
And she's too this and she's too that. And I'm like, okay, I might be all of that, but I still got a top 5 record. Like,
better
what
know
does that
it.
have to go with?
You better
What does that have
know
to do
it.
with anything? I mean, there are people in this industry that wish they had 40 years in the
Honey.
business. And my thing is, why are you hating on the fact that my longevity has been because I'm consistent and because I really love what I do?
And it was really sad to see that this was, you know, one of the biggest shows on television at the time.
Like especially on their
watching.
network. Yes.
Right, right.
Hey,
Honey, some
I
folks-
think we'd have given them a run for their money, but I just think the people, the powers that be, were so messy that I found out someone's in the production team was dating my then fiance.
Girl, listen, sip on that tea. When I found out
Yes.
that said producer
Yes.
was messing around, I could not believe that.
Yeah, everybody wanted to think that I was making it up, and I had to remain humble in spite of, because we had children at home. They were always watching. We had
Yes.
just done Wife Swap. We were just in a great space. We had issues like everyone else, but then I found out he was dating one of the producers of the show. I did not want to sue the network for one individual's doing. And so when they started writing crazy stuff about, oh, this is this, and she's lying, she doesn't have any proof, I'm like, please don't make me bring out proof.
Don't make me bring out my receipts, honey. Don't make me bring out my
I
receipts.
had to really pray about it and
Yeah.
ask God, you know, fight this battle for me. Because at this point, if I come out swinging, head's gonna roll. And
Yeah.
as a result, you know, those people have now been dealt with by God. That's all I can say.
Yes, indeed. I mean, listen, what you put out, you get back tenfold. And I did take the network and some other folks to task.
Okay.
And I can't talk a whole lot about it because, of course, before the Time's Up movement came along, there was this whole sign this thing saying that we ain't did nothing and everything is peachy and all is well.
But look at God. Look at where you are right now.
But look at where we are. Exactly.
Okay.
And I always say that R&B Divas was the biggest learning experience of my life because it taught me that if you don't own your narrative literally, like this show takes a lot of work.
It does.
As a host, as a person who putting sets together and all the thank you Stupendous Party Creations for these chairs, but it takes a lot of work, but I'm willing to do that and invest that sweat equity.
Exactly.
And invest those resources because I know that we can control the narrative and I know that we can nip that playing games in the bud. I still can't get over the fact that there was a person on the production team. Yeah. Like, how was she doing? Was she manipulating like schedules and whatnot so she could go slide into your
booking secret hotel rooms?
What?
I know because they were all on my text messages when she thought she was texting his phone. It was really my business phone.
Because you're the boss lady. So
I'm the boss lady, so the phone, all the phones were mine. Like all the bank accounts were mine. And at the end of the day, all I had to do was order the phone records and said, hey, pay me some money. But I didn't do that because it wasn't TV One that did it to me. It was an employee that did it. And I just felt like at that time it was God wanted me to know who I was dealing with. And the greatest lesson was you don't need this person in your life anymore.
You deserve better. You deserve better.
Yes.
Well, I mean, we're going to pray for him because from what I understand, he's really having a time in his life right now.
Yes, he was hit in Florida by a racist truck driver where he has brain damage. And he has been, had 4 brain surgeries, and on top of that, he was rendered a vegetable pretty much. It's been quite a while, but we are, obviously we're praying for his recovery. He is still a friend, and at the end of the day, you don't wish any bad on those people.
No,
but
not at all.
At the end of the day, you just have to be right with God. You really have to be right with people.
You have to get right. If you ain't right, you better get right.
Yes.
Get right. So have you talked to any of the ladies from the show since? Well,
of course, I talked to Kiki. She and
that's our sister. She was on our pilot episode.
She and I also talked to what's my baby name from 702?
Mila. Okay.
Talked to Mila. Yeah. I have talked to Selena. I did her show. I have talked to her. Not too many other people.
Yeah.
Lil Mo, Kelly Price.
Yeah.
Even though they weren't a part of the Atlanta show, they are still sisters in song.
Absolutely.
So we have that ongoing relationship. But I kind of tried to stay away from mess. So I kind of steer clear of the drama and just trying to be creative in my own right because, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that if you're destined to do something great, if you just wait on your time, you're going to, you go through the pain, the process to get to the promise.
You go through the pain and process to get to the promise. Hello, this is from Angie Stone, y'all. Angie Stone on the show. I have, obviously Kiki's my girl.
Of course.
I actually saw Selena for the first time in many years. I think for the first time since the show.
Really?
I saw Selena. Yeah, we did a BET Her special.
Okay.
And Selena was there, and we hugged it out. We had a good old hug. We had a good old hug.
Good.
I mean, the sisterhood was real, very real before all of the debacle of that whole thing. And what's really crazy is someone sent me a clip. Right? And I didn't even listen to the whole clip. I listened to a part. They're like, you need to listen to this. You need to listen to this. And it was a clip of a podcast show that Phil Thornton had done with some other producers, and I guess Selena was on the show. And when I say this brother, and this is this year, right?
Wow.
We in 2019 about to go into 2020.
Yes.
And this dude was going in on me something awful. And just talking about all this trouble that I started and all this mess, and he was trying to bring Selena into it, but thank God, she was just like, look, we tear each other down enough. I'm over that. In the moment it was real, but now I'm feeling better. but it's something about We Crazy or some podcast they did, and it really just kind of, I listened, and then I called my lawyer and I said, hey, listen to this whole thing and let me know if we need to send a cease and desist.
Right.
But what it really reminded me is that it was never us.
It was the same poison that was injected into us.
Exactly.
Yes.
It was the toxic environment of producers and men like Phil Thornton who constantly wanted us to sort of make the show hot by being, I'm like, first of all, if you just operate in our regular everyday life, you're going to get some drama because our lives are full of it, you know? Just dealing with the stuff that we have to deal with every day being singers, you don't have to manufacture and create that stuff.
And let me just say this to you, Nikki, because just being as transparent as we know we have to be, I'm going to encourage you to treat that particular situation with kindness. You know why? Because it takes a lot for a person to be ugly. It takes a whole lot more for a person to just constantly harp on your downfall, in their opinion.
It does.
It hurts them more to have to give off that. What I've learned is ignore brings more. So what? He said that stuff. So what? That's the way he may feel. You know what you do? You kill him with kindness and say, in spite of all the things that you have said or done to me, I love you because my God expects me to act as he would.
When we come back, we got to talk about what you're doing right now,
Absolutely.
what the future holds, what you've overcome. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Nikki Gilbert Daniels. This is the Angie Stone.
Angela Laverne Brown Williams Stone.
Thank you for that one, Angie.
Welcome,
Thank you for that. We'll be right back. This She Speaks Live. Baby, I am learning from my big sister. I am learning.
But you know what? We are learning from each other. You have taught me so much, starting with this show, starting with R&B Divas, moving into the future. One of the things that I would love your help on, there was another thing that we were talking about while we were on our show, was talking about charities.
Yes.
You know, I have a foundation now called Angel Stripes.
Angel Stripes.
And what it is I took a page out of Candy Stripes many years ago where the volunteers were going to the hospitals. Well, my volunteers go into the nursing homes and the senior citizen homes. And I took a lot of folks out to vote, you know, 2 years in a row. I took them when Barack was running. I took all the senior citizens out for that. I'm trying to create a 50s ball for the senior citizens where there's an orchestra and they get to waltz and they get to do all that stuff. So I'm working on that. I put a board of directors together. I don't know what you're working on, but I would love for you to be one of my board members.
What I'm working on is being your board member.
Yes.
Being a part of the 50s dance.
Yes.
Being a part,
just,
whatever you need.
But listen, bigger than that, you have taught me so much. Moving into this whole genre of development and production, I'm going to need your expertise on that. I think, you know, we're stronger together than apart.
Absolutely.
I admire your hustle, girl. Your hustle is real. You still look beautiful. You sound incredible. And you've grown up a little. So it's time for us to put a tour together. I'm looking for that. I'm managing now. I'm
Angie
developing
Stone, Brown
shows.
Stone sound like a Stone Cold situation to me.
So
developing content, developing shows.
Not only that, we teetered around doing plays. You had a play. I mean, there are so many avenues.
You did Soul Kittens Cabaret.
Yes. Come on, we done been around.
People don't even know that's Soul Kittens Cabaret. Oh, yes.
And I was so proud of you.
Yeah.
And now that we talk about that, you know, I've been in Atlanta for about 13 years now. I was hoping I'd work with Tyler Perry by now. Since he promised me, I'm waiting.
Come on, Tyler.
Okay.
Call us, Tyler.
And just watching you learn from that situation and create your own play and do your own stuff. It's so like boss lady.
Oh,
and I'm proud of you for so many other things, but just ultimately being an inspiration for all of us and have loaning us your shoulders to climb on. The very first thing I want you guys to know is when Nikki called me to be a part of this show, she knows that I'm doing the same thing that she's doing, and she says, Angie, if you want to do your show, I have the place for you to do it at. We got to set up, we can cut it. That is an unselfish move to me, and I am so grateful that your spirit, you're so comfortable comfortable in your skin that you don't mind sharing the stage.
Oh my God!
Okay?
Listen. I don't want. There's nothing fun about being the only person at a party with all the resources. There's nothing we can do. We got to really lift each other in real life.
Yes.
We got to really stand up for each other in real life. And I love and appreciate you so much for standing up with me and for me, and us standing up for each other. And
Absolutely.
it's just. I hope that. You know, I know it was a little tumultuous with the R&B Divas thing, and I hope that all of the ladies can take a page out of what we're doing here, our book, so that we can become more powerful. There's so much more strength in numbers.
Well, let me just say this to you, based on people taking a page out of our book. What I've learned in my career, 40 years in this game, is anytime you're the first and you do something for the first time, it wouldn't be successful if you didn't make mistakes. See, there has to be mistakes in the first time, or else you don't learn anything. So that was your first run of the mill. Second time, you're going to hit the ball out the park.
Yes, indeed. I believe that. I receive that.
So just know that.
And receive it, and God is going to perform it today.
Okay. Yes. I'm looking at you, and you look so completely happy. And like I said,
Angie,
we have gone through a lot. And I'm not talking just the record industry. I'm talking emotionally. I'm talking spiritually. I'm just talking, you know, in the way of this world and this industry, and to still be standing here having a decent conversation and being able to laugh and still grow and build. It's called success.
It is. That is the true definition of success. And speaking of success, ma'am.
Yes.
You look good.
Aww.
Like Selena Father say, good.
Thank you.
You look amazing.
Well, you know, I've come through a lot. I had some health challenges this past year that I overcame, and it was rough, but I had to stop living for the world and start living for Angie. Because I'm going to tell you, we give so much of ourselves to the world. And when I say that, being a celebrity, being in the spotlight, always feeling like you got to be there for the fans and doing this and doing that, that I had allowed myself to run down. And at the end of the day, God said, who's taking care of you?
Wow.
So I had to stop, and I had to cancel some things, and I had to just breathe a moment.
Yeah.
Now I'm in the best shape. I went to a holistic doctor. I'm vegan. Now I'm in the best shape I've ever been in.
You could be vegan, Angie.
Yes.
I need to get some vegan food. Stop playing, because I've been trying.
And now I'm 100 pounds lighter, and I hadn't been that in 15 years. And I started to really I was a diabetic. I'm no longer diabetic because I just started eating right and started loving me for me. And now I'm in a place where people go, oh my, I think I'm too skinny, but people go, oh, you look great. And I'm like, really?
You look great.
And I appreciate that. But I have to tell you, it hasn't been easy. Now that I'm on Easy Street, I can't go but one place, and that's up from here.
To the top. Angie Stone, listen, you lost 100 physical pounds, but I feel like you've also lost a different kind of weight. The weight of the world that is often on our shoulders. Listen, let me tell you, the weight of the world that is often on our shoulders. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for hearing me, for seeing me, for being my sister in song in real life and not just for TV. You understand what I'm saying?
You know I don't have any sisters and brothers, so I adopt you as my sister.
I'm here.
Mainly because you have the same spirit, the same heart, the same determination, and I can identify with that.
Okay, real quick, what do you have going on? Where can we catch you? Where can they follow you? Where can they find you?
All you got to do is AngieStoneOnline.com. You can go to AngelStripes.com for my foundation. All my handle is the same, AngieStone.com. The Angie Stone on Instagram. There's also one called Bantu2. I got two on Instagram, but the real Angie Stone.
And you got new music coming?
I have a new album called Full Circle. I have a second, the first single was Dinosaur. The second single is Ain't Nobody Got Time for That.
And where is it available? All
over,
platforms?
iTunes, everywhere.
And give me the title again.
Full Circle is the title of the album.
And this is a full, talk about full circle.
This is a full circle.
This is a full circle moment.
We've come full circle.
I done said it before and I'll say it again. I love you.
I love you
so
more.
excited about what we're about to do.
Yes.
The ideas that we're about to put into
we got to meet on Thursday, girl.
We got to meet on Thursday. Quit playing. We got to meet on Thursday. Shout out to the sister who gave us these little, these are
off the Rick.
Alcohol-free cocktails, and it's good, ain't it? Pretty Ricky.
You see, I've been taking my time with it. I love it.
I know, it's good, right? It's real good. Y'all,
This is
my
all
sister.
natural fruit juice. Fruits in here, no liquor, just so you be clear.
Right.
We ain't sitting up here hitting on cocktails.
Right.
What we're doing is, this is healthy stuff.
This is good stuff for you.
Okay.
And this was good for me. I thank you.
This
And I
was
hope we
therapeutic.
have the opportunity to have this conversation with everybody else, because you know me.
Yeah, you know what? We might need to do a real reunion.
We got to do a recap.
We got to do a real reunion.
That should be a project we could work on. Y'all want to see a real R&B Divas reunion? A real one?
A
We
real
got
reunion.
She
sit down.
Blige.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what we need to do.
My sunshine
has come. And I'm what?
I'm all cried out.
Okay.
I love
and
you,
I'm
Angie. Thank y'all. She
I love you
Blige,
too.
y'all. Yay. What up, dope, beautiful people? Wow. Going on, beautiful people. Okay, we're back. I'm sorry. I'm back up. Hold on. Are we here? Are we good? Yes, I think we're good. Hi, everybody. Okay. Can you guys hear me okay? Wow. I had to kind of recover from that a little bit. Okay. Well, wow. I love Angie Stone. I will always love Angie Stone. And I'm so sorry that all the big plans we had, all the big ideas we had, unfortunately, she isn't here to experience that. But I'm going to keep working on it, you guys. I'm going to keep working on it. Thank you. I wanted to come in specifically to say thank you to Darius for the super chat. I see you gave us a super chat. Thank you so much. What are we saying here? Literally just realized this is your channel. Hey. Okay, hold on. I'm getting to some of these. Nikki, really good at transitioning conversation smoothly while conducting the interview. Thank you. I appreciate that. We love the channel. Thank you. Okay, you guys loving it. Y'all are loving it. Great job. You and Mr. Daniels produced very well. Yay. Okay. So, thank you guys. I really appreciate y'all for watching and supporting. I miss Angie so much. We have so much really cool footage and so much really cool content for our channel. And I'm trying to hold back on some of it and repurpose some of it. As you hear in the conversation with me and Angie, that conversation happened in 2019, at the end of 2019. And, we just, independent media company, just grinding away, y'all, just grinding away. And we've been grinding away for many years. And that's part of the reason why I get so passionate, sometimes maybe a little over the top with it, when I'm speaking about how important ownership is, when I'm speaking about how important it is, for us to be able to build something sustainable for our kids and their future. So that's what Worth TV is all about. WRF.TV YouTube channel is all about sharing content that not only entertains, but uplifts and inspires and protects the legacies of really deserving entertainers, right? That's a big deal for me. So, anyway, I'm tired. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's episode. If I was a little all over the place, charge it to my heart and my head. I mean, not my head, not my heart, because I'm tired. What else? Remember, big announcement coming regarding Creatives Equality Awareness Month. Is so important, you guys. So please go to fromthebottomupfoundation.org. From, just like the Brownstone album, from thebottomupfoundation.org/creatives coalition. And yeah, I'm really excited about that. And sometimes you never know when God has you going through a valley what the reason is. And honestly, I think part of the reason is this Creatives Equality Awareness Month initiative through From the Bottom Up Foundation, because it's so important. So a few really big announcements coming. I know y'all hate when people say that. I got a big announcement and make you wait forever. But you know, I always got my hands in something. And I also have to be really careful because there's people watching this live right now that have very ill will towards all this greatness we're trying to build. So become a member and go to fromthebottomoffoundation.org and register. And if you can support, we are a 501c3. So please support the work that we're doing over there. This very channel that you're watching right now is an initiative of From the Bottom Up Foundation. Because media is important and we need a whole lot more of it. Are the lights on? All right, guys, I ain't gonna hold y'all up all night. This has been a real long live. Oh, but we still under 2 hours. Thank you for watching. The whole entire Angie Stone interview just by itself is available in the archives. Please watch the Latavia interview, and I will see you guys tomorrow night, and we will have some more hot topics. I'm gonna try not to talk about R&B Divas or this P Valley thing. All right, thank you guys for watching. Nice with Nikki, and remember, let's go. There we go. Yeah, we're good. It's just, this is the vibes. All right, y'all. Have a beautiful evening. Make sure you hit like, share, and subscribe. Good night, Facebook. Good night, YouTube. Good night, everything.